What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you some signs that your chain might be wearing out. I've already shown you what chain stretch looks like in a previous video, but today I'm going to show you some of the warning signs you might be getting from your chain that it's done, besides it being stretched out. So let's get into it. We're going to make this one a quick one. For the first test, you want to look at your rear chain sprocket. If you can pull your chain back and see light through the openings here of the teeth, as in you can look across the sprocket to the other side of your wheel, that's bad. This is really bad right here. This is a properly tensioned chain, but the chain's so worn out and the links are stretched and the chain's been used so much that it's not adhering to the sprocket very well. Your chain should really not shuffle around the sprocket like this. That's not good. Next, your chain should not vary in tension. It shouldn't have tight spots and loose spots basically in the tension. This can be very confusing when you're setting your chain slack, but this is what was happening to me. It was one of my indicators that it was worn out. So here, you can see it has enough slack to touch this plastic piece, but if I keep spinning, right here, it doesn't. It's tighter. Keep going. It's really tight right here. And then we're back to slapping the plastic piece again. You keep going. Real loose. I can almost touch my swing arm here. Keep going. It's still loose. And now we're tight again, right? Look at that. No way you can touch the swing arm. You can still touch the plastic. Keep going, and you can see there's a bad spot right here where it's still super tight. So that large variability in the amount of slack you have in your chain just goes to show it's very worn out. Next, your chain should not be able to touch your tire, basically left and right, in and out. This basically tells you that there's wear on your pins where the plates connect, and the chain's able to flex out and in towards the bike. You don't want to touch the tire because obviously those two things aren't meant to contact. They're spinning in different directions. And also, if you can pull it out enough, it's possible that you could derail your chain. You can see how I could almost take this right off the sprocket because I can pull it to the side and spin the chain, and it's almost coming off here. You could have one bad bump or something hit your chain and throw off your chain. That'd be really bad. But that's because it has too much play going left and right. Next, you don't want any stiff links or rusty parts on your chain. It's hard to assess for stiff links when the chain is going around the rear sprocket, so it's best to drop the rear wheel off the bike and really flex it back and forth. My chain has a lot of stiff links, and that was very scary. Stiff links will make for noise, so if you hear any noise like clicking while you're riding along the highway, that's a sign that you've got really stiff links or something's wearing out in your chain. So you shouldn't hear irregular noise coming from your drivetrain while you're riding. Finally, as I've covered before, chain stretch is the ultimate determinant of whether your chain's blown out or not. The spec is 9.42 inches or 239.3 millimeters from center of the first pin to center of the 15th pin. That's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 plates across, so from here to here. On this chain, it measures from center to be 237.5 millimeters to my best approximation. And that makes sense because my new chain box here basically says that O-ring chains should not stretch more than 1%. And if you take that 237.5 measurement and times it by 1%, you get very close to the spec of 239.3 millimeters being the limit for worn out. If you remember from my last video, my chain was actually 40 thousandths of an inch over that spec, so it was well beyond it. So I know the chain on my bike right now is definitely way too stretched, and I'm glad to see this chain in spec. You can also see it moves nice and freely. There isn't like irregular stiffness about it. It just has a little bit of resistance because it's greased and O-ringed properly. That's a wrap on the overall chain health inspection on this 2007 Yamaha FZ6. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, please smash the like and subscribe button down below. We got more FZ6 content coming soon. And as always, thanks for watching and have a good day.